प्रकृतिभ्यो विलक्षणं तद्वृत्ति साक्षणं विद्या आत्मानं राजवत् सदा। पूज्यपाद आचार्य श्री शंकराचार्य जी gives very exclusive role of self among the all activities of this body. For understanding, we begin the word Prakriti. Prakrutibhyo means different from the Prakriti, distinct from the Prakriti, apart from the Prakriti, unlike the Prakriti. Prakrutibhya. What is the Prakriti? In our language, we can say that it is the matter. Insentiency is the nature of Prakriti. How does Prakriti get formed? What are the properties of the Prakriti? How many components are in the Prakriti? What are the elements are included in that Prakriti? So many questions just hanging around the Prakriti. So Prakriti is the cause of this entire cosmos. So entire cosmos is the effect, or entire cosmos, when we say, it means microcosm existence and macrocosm existence. Or microcosmic world and macrocosmic worlds come under the effect. So microcosmic worlds and macrocosmic worlds are the effects of the Prakriti. Prakriti is the cause. What are the components? What are the elements of Prakriti? Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. These are three attributes. These are three qualities. When Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas equally exist in one location, that is called Prakriti. So, Prakriti made up of three gunas: Sattvagun, Rajagun, and Tamagunas. And from that three gunas, Prakriti is formed. Prakriti is get established. And from this Prakriti, five great elements emerge out. Five great elements are emerging from the Prakriti. And from that five great elements, all the organs of this body are emerging from that uh, Panchamahabhutas, five great elements. Whatever quality included in Prakriti, the same attributes or quality comes in five great elements. And that same quality came in the five sense organs and action organs. So external world and internal world along with body, everything constituted in Prakriti. So Prakriti is constituted with three equal attributes, which is the cause of everything. And external macrocosmic world and external, you can say that subjectively or objectively. Shankaracharya wants to say that everything is Prakriti. Prakriti is playing in Prakriti. Entire cosmos is just play of Prakriti, which is inert and insentient. That Prakriti-bhya, from that Prakriti, Vilakshanam. Vilakshanam is different. Other than that, Prakriti-bhya Vilakshanam. Who? Atmanam. The self is completely different from the Prakriti. The self is completely distinct from the Prakriti. The nature of the Prakriti and nature of the self are differently opposite to each other. Prakriti is the inert and self is consciousness, or you can say that is a inert and sentiency. So self, you can say in another word, self is the illuminator. And all Prakriti and Prakriti Karyas are illumined by the illuminator self. Self illuminates everything. The illumination is everywhere of the self. All objects are illumined. Self is the illuminator. Self, the illuminator self, is illuminating entire parts of the Prakriti. So that self is completely different from the Prakriti. Prakriti-bhya vilakshanam. One is inside, another is outside. One has a illumination and another is illumined. One is illuminator, self is illuminator, and Prakriti is illumined. One is the matter, Prakriti is the matter, and self is the energy. Self illumines entire Prakriti. Illuminator, life giver principle, eliminator. So self is the prakrutibhyo vilakshanam.
With the seer.
Okay, yes. That Atman is the seer. All objects which are macrocosmic world and microcosmic world are seen by the seer. And the self is the seeing continuously all matters which is around the self. So, but it is completely different from matter. So, prakrutibhyo vilakshanam. What are the effects of the prakriti? From the prakriti, how many elements are manifested? The entire objects are manifested from the prakriti. But among them, Shankaracharya selects few components. Deha, Indriya, Mano, Buddhi. So, Dehendriya, Mano, Buddhi. Deha means this phenomenal body, which made up of 5 great elements. Panchakrut Panchamaha Bhutebhya. The 5 great elements have gone through the process of the grossification, division, and mutual combination. And from them, this body is formed. We have seen that. Everything. And in this body, there are 5 sense organs and 5 action organs. We can say that the organs of the perception, ears, skins, eyes, tongue, and nose. These are 5 sense organs. And they function smoothly. Hearing, feeling, seeing, tasting, and smelling. Smelling is possible due to nostril. Tasting is possible due to tongue. Seeing is possible through our eyes. Feeling heat and cold. These types of feeling is possible through our skin. And hearing is possible because of
ears.
ear. So these are senses and their functions. So 5 sense organs are functioning very smoothly in their respective field. So Deha, Indriya. And in Dehas, there are so many departments. And each departments have their specialization. So we are not physician to describe everything here, but this is our Bhogayatanam. Or in another word, it is called food sheath. This body is food sheath because it comes from the food, it remains, it grows due to food, and again it merges into food. And it is the food for other. When body get disintegrates, that time it becomes food for other.
Comes out from the food.
Yeah.
It comes out from the food. It lives in the food and it get disintegrated in the food and it becomes food finally.
And it is the food.
Hmm.
It is a heap of food. How many rice we have eaten? How many vegetables we have eaten? How many chapatis and the salads we have eaten? All put together. And it is a heap of food. And that food, just the magics of the God, it came in this existence. So the mother and father ate food, and from that, the seed in the mother and seed in the father, they join together, they come together. And from that, the new products comes out that is called body. So body is just a modification of the food. Therefore, food sheath. Indriya, just Indriya. We have seen that Pancha Jnanindriyas and Pancha Karmendriyas and Antakaran Chatushtayas, mind, intellect, memory, and ego. These are the inner equipments. Okay. And Manaha, mind. Entire emotions comes out from the mind. The emotion fountains from mind. Mind is the best. Mind is the house of all types of emotions. It is a house, it is a foundation, we can say it is a base. We can say the mind is the source of entire emotions. And Indriya and their different types of activities. The bodies and their its different types of activities and intellect. It is very subtlest instrument. It has a capacity to receive the reflection of the supreme consciousness. And that reflection of the supreme consciousness enlivens remaining part of the bodies. So decisions, thoughts comes from the intellect. So intellect is the source of entire thought process, decision process. Okay. Tatra nishtayatmika buddhi. Determination is the major work of intellect. take proper decision. Decision faculty come under the intellect. The emotion faculty come under the mind. And different type of activities are going on very smoothly in the senses. And body also functions very smoothly day and night continuously. It means the body and its functions, all indriyas and their activities, mind and its function, and it functions, and buddhi and buddhi's activities or it functions. And all these are made up of Prakriti. Prakriti is made up of three gunas. And all these are the objects. All these are the seen. All these are the observed. All these are illumined. Okay. If everything is observed, then who is the observer?
Atman.
All Prakriti and Prakriti Karyas are the seen. Who is the seer?
Atman is the seer. Self is the seer.
Prakriti and Prakriti Karyas are illumined. Then who is the illuminator? The illuminator, seer, observer. There is one and the same, that is self, which is existence conscious nature, existence consciousness and bliss by nature. Okay. We have seen different type of activities are going on Prakriti and its effects. But self is completely different from everything. Prakrutibhyo vilakshanam. Dehendriya manobuddhi prakrutibhyo vilakshanam. We can say in this way, the Prakriti and Prakriti Karyas is the one side, and the illuminator, observer, the seer is another side. Atman, Vilakshanam. Both are completely opposite nature. Both have a completely opposite nature. They are like, there is no oneness between them. There is no any equivalent between them. But whatever is going on in the Prakriti and Prakriti Karyas, the self is not participant in them. It is apart from that. It is ever witness. It is not participant. How? Tad vritti sakshanam vidya. Tad sakshanam. Sakshanam means the consciousness which does not take part in the activities of the Prakriti and the Prakriti Karyas and its effects.
It acts as a witness.
It remains apart from everything. But only by his presence happens everything smoothly. And he is the observer. He is the seer. He is the illuminator. But he doesn't interfere in the activities of the Prakriti and in the activities of the mind, body, and intellect. Just by his presence, everything is going on perfectly. He is the witness. And the witness is the one who does not take part to any side. Prakriti and
Impartial.
Prakriti impartial with both Prakriti and Prakriti karyas, positive and negative. Different types of feeling, positive feelings and negative feelings, positive thoughts and negative thoughts, pleasant perception and unpleasant perceptions. It means the witness is completely different from the pairs of opposite. Tad vritti sakshinam. Atma is the merely witness. It is not participant. Neutral with everybody. He does not take part with anybody. He does not say that he is a dear, he is far from me. For understanding, Shankaracharya has given example. How does Atma exist? How does Atma do everything? Rajavat Sada. Atma Rajavat Sada. The, the king of entire kingdom sat on his throne with very majestically, with all facilities. He sat in his seat, and by his presence, all his ministers do their work respectively, and all the affairs happens in that kingdom, or in his majestic kingdom, we can say that darbar. In his darbar, he just sit there. He sits there on his seat. He does not take part with any affairs of this darbar. He just look after everything. He just sees everything. Dance is going on there. Different type of ministers comes and go there. Very many people come there and just present their complaints, and different ministers do their work, but he remains apart from all activities. Only his presence, everything happens perfectly, completely, and smoothly. So he remains in his own glory. So Atma is like that, like the majestic king. By his presence, everything is enlivened. Everything happens, all the activities going on in respective field, the mind, body, intellect, senses, functioning smoothly in their field. But Atma does not take part of anything with them. In the presence of the light, we can do puja. In the presence of light, you may do something wrong, but light will not interfere with your positive activities as well as negative activities. Just light illumines everything. In the same way, the self illumines everything. Apart from everything, the self does not identify himself with mind, body, intellect, and prakriti. It is completely different from that. In the same way, if I am different from prakriti, I am different from this body, I'm different from intellect, I'm different from mind, and different from senses and all their activities. Prakriti functions in prakriti by my presence. So I am not depending anything, but everything is depend on me. I have independent existence, but all the kingdom depends on the king. The king does not depend on them. All the activities for the king, but king does not for the all activities. All activities belong to the king, but king does not belong with any activities. It is always separate from everything. It is always apart from everything. It is always distinct from everything. I am like that. I am the witness of all my thoughts. I am the witness of all my feelings. I am a witness of all activities of the senses. I am witness of all my body activities, but I different from everything. So my identity is not mind, body, and intellect. My identity is not a prakriti. My identity is my identity. So mahimni pratishtita. I remain in me alone, majestically. So in this way, we have to recognize our own soul nature. I am separate from it. I am away from everything, distinct from everything. I am life for everything. Whatever happens in the Prakriti and Prakriti Karyas, they do not make effect on me. I am unaffected by everything. Is it true? Sir, is it true? I
Of
am
course.
affected by everything, but I get affected single activities of Prakriti and Prakriti Karyas.
It means
Eating,
discrimination
crying,
is not well.
complaining. I'm always complaining of the Prakritis. So within a day's 24 hours, 1 minute or 2 minutes remain in your own zone true nature, remains unaffected by everything, and this experience extend in 24 hours. Experience 1 minute and it extend 24 hours. This is the message given by Shankaracharya. Dehendriya manobuddhi prakrutibhyo vilakshanam tadvritti sakshanam vidya atmanam rajavatsada. I am like a king. I am not the subjects in the kingdom. Okay? We'll see. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevamavashishate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Do you want more explanation? Or just this explanation is sufficient?
Sufficient, sir, sufficient.
Because the same thought is coming with different way.
Yes.
In Bhagavad Gita, it is said, Gati Bharta Prabhu Sakshi Nivasa Sharanam Surat Prabhava Pralaya Sthanam Nidhanam Bijam Avyayam. These are all functioning of Atma or the Paramatma.
Okay. Ramakrishna.